everyone, welcome to another episode of Cooking on the Clock, brought to you by Grace Foods. And guys, I've really been enjoying seeing all of your pictures and your videos of you cooking on the clock. And guess what? If you tag at I am Camila McDonald and if you tag at Grace Foods, there will be a chance that we will feature you and your dish and you in your kitchen cooking on the clock. So I would love for you to get involved and let's feature you. I would love to feature you in our next episode. All right. So I'm super excited about the show today because I get to show you just how many veggies and fruits you can get out of your prep to gear up for the new week ahead. We're going to be assembling salads. We're going to be assembling salad bowls. We're going to be whipping up our dressings and our stir fries all on the clock. All right. Are you ready? Let's go. So each week I like to make a minimum of 2 dressings to keep things as fresh and exciting as possible. And I usually blend one that's the typical consistency of a salad dressing. And I also make a creamier, thicker one that I can also use in salad bowls and wraps. So as you guys can see, we have taken all of our veggies and everything that we prepped up in our last video. I've taken them out of the fridge and I've put them on the counter. This is the session where we're gonna just assemble everything together. And there's actually this really cool French saying, it's mise en place, and it just means in the kitchen, before you cook, before you prepare your meals, that you have everything in place. All right, so that's what we're doing today. If you're on the clock, then that's definitely what you want to do. You want to just kind of have everything out and in place. We already did all of the hard work in our last episode when we were prepping up. And what I find is that if you have them in containers that are, can just close really easily and stack them up in the fridge, then you're less likely to cheat and to, go outside of your meal plan because everything is there and it's so beautiful, all the colors. And so you're gonna see how we're gonna assemble everything today. In terms of the salad dressing, obviously it's easier to buy store-bought salad dressings on the shelf, but so many of them are filled with low quality ingredients, artificial ingredients, colors, dyes, high fructose corn syrup, you name it, right? And the higher quality salad dressings are great options, but they're usually very expensive per bottle. So today we're gonna make homemade dressings for literally a fraction of the cost with ingredients that you likely already have on hand, right? And if you don't have them, then you should have them. So the first dressing that we're gonna make today is my absolute favorite dressing. I put it on everything. I've never gotten tired of this dressing. All the clients that I've worked with over the years, all members in the WellFit Club, this is one of their go-to dressings, and so I want to share it with you. We start with peanut butter, and if you are allergic to peanuts, then obviously you could use almonds. You can also use any seeds, so sesame seeds or pumpkin seeds, and just kind of blend them up. So, usually if you have a nut allergy, seeds are okay. So don't worry if you can't or don't like peanut butter. There are so many different alternatives, but you basically want just some kind of nut or seed butter, right? To give it that consistency and creaminess and the taste. My favorite is peanut butter. Then we're gonna mix in apple cider vinegar. We're gonna mix in coconut aminos. Now, if you guys remember, we had coconut aminos in one of our previous sessions, and I keep saying to you, if I ever bring up an ingredient that you guys don't really know about or you've never heard before, I'm not just kind of throwing it there randomly. I'm going to be using it over and over and over and over again. So if you bought coconut aminos from, let's say, I'm going to link it below, but I think it's like episode 5, then pull it out. Your bottle is still almost full and you can prep as, so many salad dressings and stir fries with this. So coconut aminos is one, maple syrup is the next ingredient. You can also use honey if you want, or agave. Then we're going to use the juice of a lemon or a lime. We're going to use fresh grated ginger, toasted sesame oil, which we also had in the previous session, which again I'm going to link below. And we're going to use Scotch bonnet pepper to spice things up, and then just a little bit of sea salt to taste. All right, so that's the first salad. The ingredients for this first dressing, we're gonna start with peanut butter, apple cider vinegar, coconut aminos, maple syrup or honey or even agave, the juice of a lime or a lemon, fresh grated ginger, toasted sesame oil, Scotch bonnet pepper, and a little bit of sea salt. And the second salad dressing that we are going to prep today is the green Goodie sauce. So you know how I said we usually make a creamier, heartier, thicker one. This is this one. So we're going to use 1 ripe avocado, olive oil, water, 1 lemon juiced, maple syrup or honey, fresh cilantro, a little bit of Scotch bonnet, garlic minced, cumin, and a little bit of sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. All right, guys, let's jump in. It's time to cook on the clock. Okay, so as we said, we're gonna start with assembling our salad dressings first. So we're gonna start with peanut butter. And let's mix in the oil next. We're actually using sesame oil for this one. Start with the nut butter. Remember, if you don't like peanut butter, if you're allergic to peanuts, you can use almond butter or you can use seed butter. So pumpkin seed butter, sesame seed butter, which are all really easy. The oil that we're using for this dressing is sesame oil, toasted sesame oil. Remember, we used this in a few episodes ago. I'm gonna link it below because I like to show you that we use some of the same ingredients over and over and over. You could even use olive oil for this one, but the toasted sesame oil gives it such a delicious flavor. So if you have access to that, then I highly recommend it. And as we add each ingredient, we're just gonna give it a whip and a stir. All right, now we're gonna go into coconut aminos, which we also used a few episodes back, which I'm gonna link below again so that you can just see us using and reusing. Remember that we're on this cooking on the clock journey together. So each week I want us to grow strength to strength in learning about the different ways that we can use the different ingredients to achieve our goals. All right, so this is gonna be 4 tablespoons. And again, mise en place, everything in place and accessible, ready for you to use. Then what makes this salad dressing so delicious is the honey. All right, so again, you can use agave, you can use maple syrup. I love the mixture of the peanut butter with the honey. Assembling salad dressings, there's really a science to it. It's just the oil, it's the liquid, it's the acid base, and we are using apple cider vinegar today, which has so many incredible benefits. I want you to just free flow with this. Let's say you want this even a little bit more creamy, then you just add a little bit more peanut butter. If you want it a little more sweet, then add a little bit more honey. If you want it a little more tangy, add a little bit more apple cider vinegar. You just kind of mix and match. Maybe you can make a different variation each week. We're gonna add a little bit of scotchy to just spice up the mix right here. You can use the freshly cut and the freshly chopped, or you can even just use the Scotch bonnet pepper sauce from Grace. All right, so either of them. A little bit of sea salt, not much. A little bit of black pepper. Want to stir in some fresh ginger. I personally like to have like ginger chunks. Do half of a lime here. You can also do a full lime. All right, so look at that. This is your dressing right here for the week. The peanut salad dressing, so we're gonna combine it with our stir fry. And then we make our creamier, heartier one that can go in veggie bowls, that can serve as a dip with your veggies. All right, so now we're gonna move into our green goodie sauce. This is also one of my favorites. Start with our avocado. Just seed your avocado and then just scoop out the flesh. Just go ahead and mash your avocado. And again, you can use your blender. That would probably make the process a whole lot easier. The oil base that we're using for this one is olive oil. Get that mixing in there. Then we want about half a cup of filtered water. Then we're gonna go for our maple syrup or honey. Today I'm gonna use honey. Next week I might use maple syrup. So now we're gonna go for our fresh cilantro. I am for this one gonna use our Grey Scotch Bonnet hot sauce. Just a little bit, all right? Just tip a little. Remember, a little bit goes a long way. We are also going to juice a lime in this one, half of a lime. All right, so next up, our garlic. 2 cloves is sufficient for garlic lovers, okay? Don't overdo it. We're gonna go for some cumin. It's about a teaspoon. Pepper, a little bit of sea salt. Perfect. Perfect. All right, guys, so there you have it, our 2 salad dressings for the week. Which you should store in an airtight container in the fridge. And oh my gosh, there are so many delicious ways that you can enjoy this. You can have them in your salad bowls, your salads, your wraps, as a dip with your veggies, all right? So store them in the fridge. Before the end of this episode, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna be able to use them, all right? So next up, we are gonna tackle the stir fry. And remember, we already have all the ingredients prepped. So this is gonna probably take 5 minutes. This is one of my favorite things to do in the week. So we are gonna use quinoa, extra virgin olive oil, onions, carrots, bell peppers, garlic, ginger, broccoli, either spinach or kale or both. And then we're gonna throw in a little bit of everything that we have on hand. So we're gonna use mushrooms and cabbage and greens, and the more veggies, the merrier here. So whatever you have on hand, whatever you like in your stir fries, carrots, anything, just throw them in the mix. So we're gonna start by heating our olive oil in a large pot over medium heat. And when the oil is hot, we're gonna add our onion and our garlic. You can also add your scallion. We're gonna let this cook for about 3 minutes. And then we're gonna start with our hard veggies first. After about 3 minutes, letting those seasonings burst, we're gonna add in our peppers and our carrots. You're gonna cook these for about 7 minutes or until they're soft. Then we're gonna add in our ginger or broccoli or cauliflower. We're gonna cook that for another 5 minutes. Then we're gonna stir in our greens. You want about 2 cups of greens. So you can either do kale, you can do spinach, your favorite greens. Stir them in, and then we're gonna add our cooked quinoa. Remember, we prepped this already in our last episode in our prep session. And then we're actually gonna use the peanut sauce that we prepped today. We're gonna just add a little bit of that to the mix, stir it up, combine it well, and then you're gonna give it a taste, see if it needs a little bit of salt and pepper. It might not even need it. And then you can have them as you want throughout the week in different ways. So there you have it, all of our veggies prepped up in various different ways so that we can enjoy them throughout the week. Remember, in the episode previous to this one, we prepped up all of our cauliflower, broccoli, mushrooms, tomatoes, quinoa. We cooked that up, beetroot, oh my gosh, everything. We roasted veggies, and so we can enjoy them in these various different ways. And I prepped up a few just to give you guys some ideas. So this first is the stir fry that we just made, and it has all of our healthy fats or veggies or plant protein all in one. And with stir fries, you can literally just use any veggies that you have on hand. So feel free to just make this with whatever is in your fridge. And remember, you'll have a ton of leftovers, obviously. And you know what, with stir fries, it actually works better when it sits in the fridge for a little, because the sauce ends up marinating in the veggies and it's just super delicious. So here we have several servings. I would say you can get at least 3 servings out of this stir fry. For this salad, I did a beetroot salad. So I had kale and spinach, beetroot that was raw, not the one that we roasted. I put a little bit of unsweetened coconut, shredded coconut, carrots, mushrooms. You can kind of just play around with whatever you want. This one I did a black bean salad. For this one I did a quinoa, mango, black bean, and garbanzo beans. And this would be our roasted salad. So we have our roasted beets or roasted sweet potato or roasted cauliflower, just kind of sitting on a bed of greens. And I paired that with the very delicious favorite of mine, peanut sauce. And then we have our veggie bowl. Like some people call this a Buddha bowl. This is just usually a grain, usually some roasted veggies, usually some greens, some veggies, and then there's usually some kind of sauce. So I'm using my avocado creamy sauce. And I have the wrap here to show you that you can kind of still mix and match with the dressings or the sauces, and you can just use all the variations of the veggies that you have so that you can enjoy them throughout the week. And remember, when this is prepped up in your fridge, you won't want to cheat on your diet. You won't want to get off course, because you'll see all of the beautiful already prepped up and chopped up veggies lined off in the fridge, ready for you to enjoy them. All right, so it depends on how many people you have in your household that you're prepping for. If you're prepping for yourself, then just try prep 1 week, do a couple of the variations that I've offered you today, and you know, just from week to week to week, just get to know your veggies better, get to know your portion sizes better, get to know what you end up eating throughout the week. Do not let them sit in the fridge and not consume them. All right, guys, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this salad prep as much as I did. I would love to see you cooking on the clock. So remember, please send any pictures, tag us, tag at Grace Foods, tag at I am Camila McDonald, and we will feature you in our upcoming episodes. All right. Also, do not forget to like and subscribe and comment and share. Let's spread the news, and I'll see you the next time that we're ready to cook on the clock.